Hi there, Mary here. Welcome back to my channel. The first 4 episodes were about my spiritual awakening and how my middle son announcement to me had a huge impact. If you want to know more about that, go ahead and click my profile and it'll take you to some of my videos. I have been on this journey since 2020, a very huge spiritual awakening journey. And I've got a lot more to learn. It's only been 5 years. But as I mentioned in the previous video, I started watching Esther Hicks, who channels Abraham. And I became more and more intrigued with that. I didn't completely understand it, but it resonated with me. I love the idea of having power within me, not on the outside of me like God seemed to be, but within me. So I started to try to manifest. For the next 2 years, I was manifesting changing lanes. That was my thing. I did a lot of driving then, and every time I would try to move to a new lane, it was always trouble. I live in California. Traffic's crazy here. If you've ever lived here, you know that. So I started saying, angels, I need to go to the left lane. Angels, I need to go to the right lane. And something would just open up magically. It was like almost like playing a game. It was so much fun. So as time went on and I'm playing my games, my husband and I decided we wanted to buy a house here in California. And we started the process, didn't have the income right away. My husband was still working part-time, trying to get his certified for his counseling. So we waited another 6 months. And when this 6 months came around, we had the income, we had really good FICO scores, and so we started the process. And I was looking for a program that would help us maybe with the closing costs. So I came across one. It looked like it was good, but when we got started, I had a bad feeling about it. So we were like, okay, now what? And then something popped up, another program, and I kind of researched it and looked through it and watched the guy on the videos, watched a bunch of videos, and I realized this might be something good for us. And it just came to me. I had in my mind, we want to buy a house, we need some help with closing costs, but I didn't try to manifest it. It just came, which was really cool. And we ended up getting like $35,000 from this program. 15 was a loan and the other was a gift. And then after living in the house a certain amount of time, it was all forgiven. So it's a pretty amazing thing that happened. So we followed all the rules, everything that, you had to do. If you've ever bought a house, it's a pain. Your bank statements, this, that, where you worked, how long you've worked, all this information. So it was like the whole month of January, we were sending information back and forth. We wanted to get approved before we started looking for houses. We knew that was the best way to go. So that's what we were trying to do. Finally, by the beginning of February, we got approved. And we had a friend that was a good friend that was a realtor that was that we knew from our church time, and we trusted him. So he was going to help us find this house. So I thought, oh, I'm going to start manifesting the house I want. So I started getting into these manifesting meditations and imagining in my mind what I wanted in the house, how many bedrooms I wanted, a cozy fireplace. I would see this, our daughter and her children were going to be living with us. Were living with us at that time, and that's one of the reasons why we were moving. And so I was like, a pool for the kids, all these different things. And so I was really excited. I did it every single day. And suddenly we were approved so we could go house shopping. And we did. And we went through, 3, 4 houses is all we went through. And boom, there was the house. It was quaint. It needed some work. Had a pool. It was the only house that had a pool. The pool was really nice. It was newer. It had the bedrooms we wanted. It had the layout we wanted. It had my cozy fireplace, my walk-in pantry, all these things. So we were really excited. We put an offer in, and we got the house. And it closed like super quick. And my agent was like, I've never seen a house close this quick. And I was like, oh, okay, well, maybe I manifested that too. So that was fun. But one thing I didn't realize was I didn't know the address of the house. I mean, I looked at it, glanced at it, but it didn't go into my head like, what is the address of this house? What is the name of the street? A little bit of a backstory. My youngest grandson is autistic, nonverbal, and when he was like 3 and 4, he was very enamored with Disney movies. He loved Disney movies, and so what he would do, more than the movie itself, he liked the credits, he liked the words, and he couldn't write on his own, but he would get a marker, and he'd write on everything. We'd have to chase him around the house to wipe it all down, the rented house that we were living in, but he would write Buena Vista, and he would write it in cursive. I'm telling you, he was like, I don't know, 4, 5, maybe a little bit older. Actually, by then he might have been 6 or 7, but he was writing in cursive, and so we all just got a kick out of it because it was so beautifully written, Buena Vista. Well, the name of our street was Buena Vista Drive. I was like, what? This kid had been writing this all this time that we've been living in this rental, Buena Vista, and now we are living at Buena Vista Drive. It was fun. It was exciting. And it was just one more thing that the universe was showing us. Well, that's my story for today. My beginning of manifesting, and I've learned to manifest a lot more, and I'll be talking more about those things. I hope you enjoyed this story, and you'll come back and hit that subscribe button and make a comment. I would love to hear what you're thinking about these stories, and also if you have any questions, I'd love to answer those as well. See you next time.